Hello techies, welcome to Power Automate desktop tutorials. In this video, we will learn about the variable actions. First of all, we'll see what are variables. Variables are data values which are used to store values. For an example, if you want to store values like username, email or count, you can store these values in variables and later on you can use them. Now, we have to keep in our mind whenever we are going to create a variables. What are they? Whenever you are going to create a variable, you have to give a proper naming for that variable. And then you are going to store the values in those variables. And whenever you require, you can retrieve and use those stored values from the variables. Alright, now in this video, I will explain you three variable actions. One is set variable, second one truncate number, third one generate random numbers. Where we can find all these variable actions. I have created a flow with the name of learning variables action 1. If you see on the left hand side, I'm having actions panel. There we'll find variables. Let me expand that. There you can find n number of variable actions. You can see truncate number, generate random number, clear list and whatnot. There is a lot of things. But in this tutorial, what I'm going to explain you about three actions. One is set variable, truncate number, generate random number. Now, first of all, we'll start with set variable. Let me drag and drop this set variable action onto the workspace. Now, if you see, I'm having set. That is the first parameter is set. You can see new variable, the name of the variable to set. All right. Over here, you can see you're going to give as 2. Over here, you can, if you want, you can add the function. First of all, I want to store the values of username. How can I first set the value of the new variable and then how can we go ahead and set the value for that variable? All right. Now, if you see over here, I'm having new var, right? Let's click on that. You can see if you want to change the name of the variable, you can change it from here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use username as a variable. Okay. Now, let me select that. And over here in the username, I'm going to give the name over here. I'm just going to give my name over here. Let me click on save. Now, if you see the set variable, I'm having username and the value I have given it as Amir. Now, I'm going to drag another set variable. Let me drag and drop onto the workspace. Over here, I'm going to give it as number. Okay. And then I'm going to give the value as 10. And then let me go ahead, let me click on save. Okay, now if you see over here, I have created two variables. One is username that I have given username variable as Amir. And after that, I have created another variable with the name of number and I have set the variable value as 10. If you observe over here, one is string, another one is the integer type. So how this value is internally, how this set variable action is taking internally the data types. Over here on the right hand side, you can see the flow variables, right? Now, if you select the number, okay, now you can see number numeric value. By default, it has been taken as numeric value, that is integer type, whenever you have selected the value, whenever you have given the value over there. Now, let me select in the same way username. Over here, you can see the username as text value, and you can see the properties over here. Dot length is empty, to upper, to lower, trim, all these things that we can see over there. Now, to display these variables, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use message box over here to display the values which has been stored in the set variables. All right, let me go to actions. I'm going to type display messages. There you can find under the message box, you will find display message. Let me drag and drop this action onto the workspace. Now, as a title, I'm going to give it as result. And there in the display message, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to display these two variables, flow variables. How can I go ahead and do that? Just I'm going to select the function over here, and then first of all username, and after that I'm going to display the number side by side. Okay, now let me click on save. Now to check the values, what are the values that have been stored in the variables, I want to know that. So that let me go ahead, let me run the flow by clicking on run. If you see over here, the result is Amir 10. You can see in the username I have given the value as Amir, and the number variable I'm having the value as 10. So over here, if you observe, I don't want to define the data types for each and every variable. Based on the values which you are going to give it, it will automatically take the data types which is required as part of that variable. All right, let me click on OK. Now we have seen set variable action, right? Now the second action, that is truncate number. Okay. Now let me go to variables, and there you will find truncate number. Let me drag and drop this truncate number onto the workspace. There I'm going to give the number to truncate. I'm directly going to give the value as 10.972. And there if you see, there are three different operations that we have under the truncate number. First one is get integer part, second one get decimal part, another one is the round number. So I'm having some reason to take this value at 10.972 over here. First of all, I need to get the integer part of this number. So manually, if you observe, so what is the integer part of this number? That you can see 10 is an integer part. Now that value will be stored in the truncated value in the under the variables produced. Now let me click on save. Now that I'm going to display this truncated number in the display messages box. All right, let me double click the display message, and there I'm going to delete this enter messages to display. What I want to select, the truncated value that I'm going to select it over here by double clicking on that. And then let me go ahead, let me save it. Now let me run the flow. Now if you see over here, the output is given as 10 because of we have given get integer part as part of the truncated number. All right, let me click on OK. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the decimal part. I will check it out, the decimal part right now, get decimal part. So now what is the decimal part? We are having 972. That we need to get it out in the truncated value. Now let me go ahead, let me save the truncated number, and let's run the flow. The flow has been executed successfully. Now you can see in the truncated value, we'll get the decimal part, right? What is the decimal point? If you see 0.972 is the decimal part. That is what we got it. Click on OK. Now there is one more option is there, that is round number. So what is the round number? That if you see after dot, I'm having three values, that is 972, right? That is the decimal part, right? I want to round it, and then we have to get the value. So if you round the values, as we know that the output has to come it as 11 because of the value after the point is 972, which is equal to 1. That is, we are going to get it as 11. All right, now if you see over here, the decimal places, you are having three decimal places. If you don't want to display the entire decimal places, you can give the 2 or 1 based on your requirement. Now I'm going to give the decimal values as 1 so that it will be after the decimal values, it will be rounded over there. Now let me go ahead, let me click on save. Now let me run the flow. Now if you see, the result came as 11.0. The reason is that the decimal value we have given as 1 and the round number we have given as an option, so that the output has been given as 11.0 for the value of 10.972. All right, let me click on OK. Until now, we have seen set variable action, truncate number. Now we'll learn about generate random number. What is the purpose of this generate random number? If you want to generate random numbers, so that you can go ahead and you can use this generate random number, so that you can create n number of random numbers from the between minimum and maximum values. Now let me go ahead, let me drag and drop generate random number onto the workspace. Now if you see over here, What is the minimum value? You can see over here 0 is the minimum value and the maximum value is 100 as default. If you want to generate multiple numbers, then you can go ahead and you can select this option over here, generate multiple numbers. All right, now I'm not going to show you right away this generate multiple numbers. Let me click on save. To display the generated random numbers, I will display in the message box. Just double click on the message box. I'm going to change the function over here to message display as random number. Double click on that. Now let me click on save. Now I'm going to disable these actions which we have been used. I'm just going to disable these actions. Now let me run the flow. Now if you see, the result has came as 14. The reason is that we have selected only single value, nothing but we asked the action that is generate random number to generate only single value, not to generate multiple numbers. So that what is happening, it is going to give you only one value as 14. That is random number. Let me go ahead, let me click on OK and let me run the flow once again. Now if you see, the random number came as 12. Right, this is randomly will get one number by using generate random number. All right, let me click on OK. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change generate random number, that is from single to multiple, generate multiple numbers. Let me select that. And if you see how many numbers you want to generate, I want to generate 5 numbers or 10 numbers or n number of numbers that if you want. So I'm going to change over here also, the minimum is 100 and after that I will give the max as 500 and after that I will give how many numbers. I want only 5 numbers that I want to display random numbers at a time. And if you see over here, allow duplicates, if I want to allow duplicates, yes, or if you don't want to allow duplicates, then we are not going to be allowing this duplicate by using true or false. That is a Boolean flag. Let me click on save. Now let me run the flow once again. Now I want to change over here. You can see random numbers that you got it. If you see once you have used generate multiple numbers, then the variable has changed to random numbers. Right. Now let me change the display message over here. They're from random number to random numbers that I will say from single to plural. Okay. Let me click on save. Now let me run the flow. Now if you see, I got the values between 100 to 500. You can see the result at 389, 233, 424, 338, 390. Over here, if you observe, all are unique values and the values are in between 100 to 500, right? Let me click on OK. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it as duplicate. I'm allowing duplicates over here. Let me save it. Now let me run the flow once again. Now, if you observe the output, as of now, I don't have a duplicates on these values, but what is the context over there? That it will give the duplicate values whenever we're going to generating the random multiple numbers. And if you see the output also, I am having 5 numbers because of how many numbers we want to generate. 5 numbers we have given it as 5, so that it is generating 5 numbers over there. Let me click on OK. I hope we have learned how to work with set variable, truncate number, and generate random number actions as part of this video. Thank you for watching Power Automate desktop tutorials. If you have any queries related to this concept, please post them in the comment section. I will see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Have a nice day.